So I'm going to spray that one, but you spray whatever you need. And then close your eyes and really allow yourself to settle into this practice, which for me, the practice is this place, right, to find structure and stability and a sense of ground. So let yourself settle into that. Let your body relax. If maybe this is the first time today you've had a chance to catch your breath, let out a sigh, or just let your shoulders, your body, your hips, let yourself really sink into this practice. And taking a couple deep breaths to just honor where you've been, honor where we've been collectively, and honor the significant shifts that are happening in whatever way they're showing up. And so I'm kind of imagining that as I breathe in, I'm breathing in for a sense of rebuilding. And as I breathe out, I'm going to breathe out hope, optimism, faith, that we are moving in a better direction, even if sometimes it seems like we're going a very indirect way at times. And then take a moment to acknowledge maybe where we're going, where you're going individually, maybe some new things that are inspiring you, new choices, new directions, and maybe just where you wish that we'll go collectively, towards more peace, towards more unity, towards more equanimity for all, towards greater truth. And again, breathing in for restructuring, rebuilding, breathing out hope and optimism, faith in ourselves and each other. So we don't get lost in the destruction. We don't get lost in the chaos, lost in everyone freaking out. And we get to be in that cool, calm, centered place of hope and of being part of the rebuilding process. So rub your hands together. And then again, bring in that intention today for whatever it is that you're going to use your practice for, whatever it is you want to create. Again, this is a really pivotal day to really put some things in motion, right? Or that intention to, again, direct your eyes upward, outward, forward. And then bow in towards that intention. And then take a deep breath with that intention and let your arms rise on the inhale. And on the exhale, like you're setting it out in motion, take your arms out to the side, like you're creating this bubble of energy that start to expand and reach out and away. Nice. And then breathe in. And then sigh it out. And then breathe in again. Sigh it out, or just heavy exhale. One more time, deep breath in. Maybe you rise with your shoulders, hold at the top of your breath. Maybe you tense your body, and then let it all go. Nice. Open your eyes, and then we'll come on to all fours. And we're going to do a little dilly here to kind of warm up through the shoulders and warm up through the hips and the legs. So for a moment, cat your back and untuck your toes and let your head drop. Breathe into the back of the heart space. Lengthen through your tailbone, feel your belly fire. And then exhale, tuck your toes, active child's pose. You're going to press your hands forward, feel that stretch at the bottom of your feet. And then come forward, round. Exhale, press back, stretch your fingertips. You can even lift your palms. And then come forward, round, relax your head. Press back, active child's pose. And then stay back here. Go ahead and lift your knees to hover. So you're going to get some leg fire going. And then straighten your legs and extend back to downward facing dog. Then you can pedal your legs to begin to kind of feel your feet. So maybe you're wagging your hips side to side, or lifting and lower your heels to get the feet nice and warm. And then come forward to plank pose. And start to strengthen your core, so lengthen the back of your neck, tone through your belly. And then drop to your knees, cat pose. And then exhale, press up and back, that child's pose extended. Lift your knees, hover, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, knees down, cat your back, drop your head. Inhale, and then press back. Lift your hips, hover, downward facing dog. One more time, inhale, plank, long spine. Knees down, untuck toes, cat your back. This time you might even lift your knees. And then knees down, press back, active child's pose. Hover your knees up and back, downward facing dog. Now come forward, and then you're gonna go knees, chest, and chin. So your butt stays lifted a bit. And then you're gonna lift your toes up. And then you're gonna press your toes back and lift your knees up. And then set your knees down, untuck your toes, cobra. Open through your chest, your first one. Look over your right shoulder. Look over your left. Come back to the center, lift up. And then all the way down. Come back into that cat back. And again, if you want to lift your knees, you can. Knees down, tuck toes, active child's pose. Hover your knees, downward facing dog. 2 more times just like that, plank pose. Drop knees, chest, and chin. Your butt stays lifted. Your shoulders are back. Lift your toes up. Stretch your toes back. Lift your knees. And then set your hips down. Untuck your toes. Cobra. And then all the way down. Active cat back. Knees can hover. Tuck your toes. Active child's pose. Hover your knees. Downward facing dog. Last time, plank pose. And if this one's bothering your shoulders, just do chaturanga, totally fine. So I'll show you that one, chaturanga to your belly. You can just do this without doing the knees, chest, and chin, totally fine. Heels back, lift thighs, and then untuck, cobra. And then cat back. Active child's pose. And then last time, downward facing dog. And then just let your head shake out. You can bubble your lips. You can kind of just let that tension dissipate here. Deep breath in and deep breath out. And then you're going to step your right leg forward between your hands, drop to your left knee. And I'm going to come up to like a right angle. So hip under knee, knee under ankle. But feel free if you would rather have a lunge or a high lunge, you can. Take your hands behind your head, interlace. Let your elbows come forward. And you're going to do this big rotation. So I'm going to bow forward a bit, not moving my hips. Bow to the side and reach back. So it's like a big circle here. Now I'm only moving from like where I'd wear a heart rate strap or the bottom of my sports bra. I'm not moving from the hips. So you'll notice my hips are stable, my core is stable. That's why I'm at 90 degrees. And you're just going to do a big circle, making sure that you're leaning to the side, leaning forward, and even leaning back, shooting all that mobility in the spine. We're going to do one more in this direction. Make sure you're breathing. And then arms are going to reach up. And on the exhale, hands down, step and fold forward. First forward fold, so bend those knees if you need to. Nice deep breath. Bend your knees and come all the way up to standing. Head, neck, and shoulders roll a few times. And we're going to do a little bit of breath work before we finish that same side. And so here's the breath work. Your palms are facing down. Your palms are facing down. And you're going to go inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And I'm opening my mouth and sticking out my tongue. If you forget it, just move your arms. 2 more. You can go slow if you need to. 1 more. And then all the way up. Stretch. And then do a cactus arms. Stick your tongue out. Do it again. Inhale. Stick your tongue out. Then inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Step back with your left leg. Come back to that same lunge. This time, let your hips come forward. Bring your hands back behind you. And this time, let the elbows come forward. Then bring the elbows back. Separate your hands and reach your arms back. And then come back the way you came. Reach your arms back to interlace. Bring your elbows forward. Open it back up. Remove your hands from your head. Release. Stretch back. You can reach back where your palms face one another. And then turn and do it again. So it's kind of warming up those shoulders. You can go whatever pace you want. Here's our last cycle. Just keep breathing through it. And then this time, just reach your arms up, inhale. And on the exhale, hands down. Come to plank pose. Come forward, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. I'm going to show you the one that's less shoulder intensive. Bring your heels up, lift your chest. And then you're going to straighten your legs, tuck your toes, lift up, almost like a hovering. And then hands and feet down, cobra. And then lower down, cat back. Active child's pose. Hover your knees and then downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Step your left leg forward between your hands, drop to your right knee. So just remember, if you went clockwise last time, maybe you go counterclockwise. Go ahead and take your hands behind your head. And my elbows are slightly forward, so I'm not all the way out, but I'm not all the way in. So I have a broad chest, but I also have my rib cage and my scapula touching. So I think I went clockwise. I'm going to go counterclockwise. So over to the side, round. And again, we're not moving hips. We're just moving kind of the upper thoracic spine. Trying to get lots of mobility through your spine. So I'm stabilizing by pressing down through my right knee, pressing down through my left heel. So I get a little bit of side stretch, a little bit of back arch. Make sure you're breathing. We'll take a couple more. Keep your core active. And then the next one, after you finish your full rotation, arms reach up, inhale. On the exhale, hands down, step and fold forward. Shake your head out, bubble your lips. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. And then round your back, bend the knees and roll up nice and slow. Okay, another little breath release. I'm going to face you. Right hand to the heart, left hand reaches back to open the chest. Inhale, exhale. Your legs are fixed and pretty heavy. You will turn your torso, but not necessarily your hips. Inhale, exhale. It's quick and forceful inhales and exhales to do some clearing. And to open up your chest. So close your eyes and just focus on releasing any tension around your spine. Open through your chest and your heart. So just think about unlodging anything stuck that's in your energy field, any pattern, any fixation on anything that keeps you from moving forward. We'll do about 10 more seconds. And then just kind of turn this into just letting your arms flop around. Let your arms be really heavy. Kind of shaking any tension out of the head or neck. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Here's that open mouth clearing. Stick out your tongue. Inhale, big stretch up. Stick out your tongue. One more time. Elbows down, stick out your tongue. Good, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Long spine. Step back with your right leg. Here's that same leg, knee down. Take your arms back. It's going to face you so you can make sure you can see. So the elbows come forward. Okay, so I feel a stretch through my upper back. Then I bring my elbows back and I kind of hover my hands away from my head. Then I pull the arms across, palms go out, and then I reach my palms back and in. So now I'll show you from the back. So I can be in a low lunge of any type. Then I redo it and bring it in. Open, out, open. And you can go as slow as you want, but I want you to just really feel that breath moving through your body as you open up through those shoulders, through your back. And I can be as deep of a lunge as I want to be, and I can even be in high lunge if I want a little bit more. And you can go slow through sticky points that feel achy or tight. Here's your last cycle. And then come all the way up, high lunge. And then exhale, hands down, plank pose. And again, you can always skip. You can always just do cat-cow, do whatever works for you. Let's go chaturanga to your belly. Let's do Cobra Pose and just hold the knees up. So your thighs are lifted, your hands are pulling back. I'm pointing my toes. And then stretch the legs out, stretch the arms out, Shalabhasana. Open through your chest. Feel the wrist stretch back all the way down. Then press up, cat back. Let your head go. Active child's pose. So maybe you tense your palms to get that really deep stretch. And then flatten your palms, hover your knees, and then downward facing dog. Just a quick way to get there. Nice deep breath in. And nice deep breath out. So we're going to change it up. So we're going to take that right leg forward and come to warrior two. So I'm going to turn the other way so you can see better. Heel to arch. Okay? So we're going to do kind of the same work, but now it's in warrior two. So I'm going to feel like I'm going to do a side angle, and I'm going to take both my arms together. Then I'm going to reach my arms back, and then I'm going to reverse warrior, and then I'll bring my arms forward. And I can be in a side angle. So I could do this with any kind of arms that I want. My arms can be really apart, or I could have them like so if you want to kind of have it a little bit more contained. So I'm basically making that same circle, but I'm in warrior two. So here's what the hips are doing. My hips are strong. I'm pushing down and apart. So I can, again, move this upper torso without necessarily straightening and bending the legs. So do the best you can. Again, you can have your arms just kind of floating around. But I really want you to just kind of unravel any tension. Go as slow as you need to. It's like no rush. And maybe you have a little pause in each of the shapes. And maybe take a little extra. On your last round, pick one of these shapes that you might want to hold for like an extra few breaths. So maybe it's side angle. Maybe it was the reverse warrior. Take another really deep breath. And then go ahead and cartwheel your hands down to the floor, forward fold. And then hug your knees in and then sit onto your seat. So we're going to be kind of in a incline pose. So I have my fingers forward, but you're welcome to turn your hands out if that gives you better leverage for the shoulders. So the shoulders reach back. You can bend your elbows and wrap your elbows in to really free your chest. Maybe you just feel that out. Now lift your hips and come into altar pose. So it's almost like a reverse or a bridge pose, and the back of your neck can be long. But I'm going to feel my tailbone lengthen as it presses towards my pubic bone. And now set your hips down, one or both legs lift, and it can be just to the toes, or you can lift your legs up straight or bent knees. but try to lift from your belly so that you don't overwork the psoas. And then bring your hands down, feet down, lift back up. Maybe like a breath or two just to get that chest stretch. And then lift up. One or both legs. You need to be alternating. We have one more. And then lift it up. One or both legs, if that's better for you. And then you're going to roll down, so you might catch your legs, roll all the way down, stretch all the way out. So fingers and toes, a big stretch here. And then release. Go ahead and bend your knees and get ready for a one-leg bridge. So in one-leg bridge, we're going to really rely on the strength of this one glute. So as we're pointing the toe, instead of feeling the shortening that can happen in the front of the hip, I want you to feel reaching from the front of the hip towards your toe. So go ahead and reach into bridge pose or lift into bridge pose. So I can work my shoulders underneath me a bit so I can press through my hands to help lift, okay? So glutes strong. Take your right leg, bend your knee, send it up to the sky. If you need a little bit less, bend the knee and keep it like here. Do 10 times. Exhale, dip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, inhale. If your leg is straight, I want you to reach through the front of your hip towards the sky. You're going to feel a lot of glute work. Really feel that lifting of your hips to the strength of your core. 3. I think that's 10, 2. Do one more. And then externally rotate it. Go hip, ankle on thigh, hold. Try to level your hips. Take it back up. Take it back down. And then roll it down, nice and slow. And then just take a moment to let the knees knock in and the feet to go wide. Take your arms up and overhead. You can hook your thumbs if you want and stretch. Knees away from arms. And then release. And then if you have a block or a bolster, you're going to use that for this next little bit. So block's going to go in the medium setting. And I'm going to have this block where it's right at that, again, where you'd have the bottom of a heart rate strap, or if I had a sports bra on, this is the bottom of my sports bra. So the same work of the hands. So you had a bolster or a rolled up blanket, it goes in the same place, tightly rolled. I'm going to inhale and I'm going to reach back and feel that openness in my chest as my elbows expand. And as I exhale, I'll lengthen through my tailbone, pull my ribs in, and I'll just feel a gentle kind of myofascial pressure at the back of my heart. Inhale. So you may not feel a ton of core. Exhale, but I am moving pelvis and I am feeling my core activate. Inhale, my core relaxes. Exhale, I bring my ribs towards my pelvis. And I'm feeling my elbows stretch forward to stretch the back of my neck. Then inhale, let my head fall into my hands, expand to the collarbones. Exhale, reach in the back of the neck. So let me know if you have any questions. Keep going. Now really work the breath here. So try your best to really work an exhale where you feel that energy out. And on the inhale, expand and open through your chest. Just like that, you guys. Nice. Yeah. And again, if you don't have a block, just use a rolled up towel, bolster. You can also do this without anything. Of course, it'll just be less intense. Nice. Yeah, good job, you guys. So bring those elbows forward as you come up so you can really feel just like we did when we did the rotational work. Okay, you've got 3 more. And on this last one, hold it up for a moment. So feel your elbows reach forward, kind of move around a little bit to get a little bit of maybe a little bit of massage around the scapula. So I don't know about you, but I get really tight around here. So just kind of feel that as I switch side to side roll. And then lean back and open through your arms and really let your head be supportive. So I'm squeezing like right behind the ears and I'm lengthening the back of my neck, but I'm holding on to my head so my head doesn't feel like it's got a tense. My neck relaxes. And I reach my elbows apart. Last deep breath, really see if you can lift your chest towards the floor as you let your pelvis draw forward. So I'm kind of tipping the pelvis forward. So it's a deep back arch. So listen to how to get in. Come back to that abdominal crunch a bit. Take your hands down and then press your way up. That way you don't overdo anything in the neck. All right, swish your legs to the side. Come to downward facing dog or all fours just to level that out. Gonna stay with that right side. So step your right leg forward. Drop to your right knee. Take your hands back behind you. So again, I'm gonna lift up, maybe a little reach back. So again, that lifting out of the hips, releasing through the pelvis. And then as you're ready, slowly come down to the floor. Go ahead and kickstand the left toes back so that you have your knee and your ankle in one line. You're gonna come to like a warrior two shape here. So I have my knee and my ankle. And then I'm gonna take a deep breath and I'm gonna take a little side angle here. And then I'm gonna start to go a little deeper. So as I let my body hinge forward and let that knee release forward, and it's a nice little groin opener. So my knee's gonna extend past a little bit further than it would. So here'd be more modified. And then here's if I let my hips go, I can feel a nice little groin stretch. I'm gonna move my right hip towards the side of my mat. So I'm tucking the right sitting bone towards that left inner thigh, and I'm letting that right thigh move forward. Nice deep breath. And then I'm gonna reach up and back, and my left hand's gonna go to the floor, and I'm gonna reach up and back behind me. And then I'm gonna come back up and reset. So I'm gonna spin it back in, look forward, step and fold forward top of your mat. Halfway lift, fold on the exhale, and then I'm gonna flat back my way up. So bring your hands to your hips, come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up. Feel that length through your whole body. So tuck those front ribs in and down. And then from here, I'm gonna take my right knee up. So I'm gonna try to use my core to do this. So try not to just use the hip flexors, but draw the belly back and think about your core lifting. Then again, reaching out through my right leg. I'm gonna hold and reach. Try to extend energy from the inner thigh through the foot for 3, for 2. Nice work. And then let it come back and down, come into a high lunge just for a moment. Just stretch that out. And then releasing your hands down to the floor. Plank pose, and then we'll go through that again, that same little dilly where we come down to our belly. Bend your knees, and then you can pull the hands back. So I'm feeling a stretch through my thigh, lifting through the toes. And then reach your arms back here. Don't grab your shins, but just kind of feel that reach. Shoulders back, glutes are very strong, and then extend through your legs. All the way down. And then press up when you're ready. Have you caught your breath? Cat back, child's pose. Drop your head. Active child's pose. Want to feel those feet stretch. Then hover your knees, downward facing dog. And let's finish that second side. So that left leg is going to step forward for a warrior two. So this is that spine unraveling. So the shapes that we're moving to and from is reverse warrior to extended side angle, but we're adding that rotation. So you're just going to kind of make it rotational through this, like this is what's moving, this area. So I'm going to start with a side angle. Then I'm going to move forward if I like it into reverse warrior, and then a little bit back. So just kind of move however you need. It can be slow. Remember, the hips aren't necessarily moving, it's just your upper thoracic spine. And if you need more support, grab onto your head. And you can do all this supporting your neck. So sometimes that feels better, just to be supported. You can go the other direction too. I didn't say that on the last side, but certainly you could. Just make it yours. Do breathe. It's easy when we get to something that's new that we hold our breath, but we want to keep breathing, right? So that we can keep energy moving as we unravel. Like I'm getting all kinds of snap, crackle, pops here. Now pick one of those shapes that feels good. So it could be a reverse warrior. It could be a neck release. It could be side angle. Hold it. Take nice deep breaths. And then cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Step your back leg forward and then come to a little squat. And then you're going to come onto your seat again. So this time, if you'd like to straighten your legs, you can. And then this would be the pose. And then this would be the pose. But that might be a lot for low back. So then you might do one leg at a time. So I could be here. And then I could be here, and then I could switch, okay? So we're gonna do that 4 times. So take your time. If you're doing inclined plane pose, which is straight legs, point your toes. We wanna get the front of the thighs to lengthen and the back body to really strengthen. Yeah, good job, you guys, that's awesome. So 4 times total, take your time. There's no rush. Yeah, looks really good. Remember, we wanna lift the hips so that we keep that upper psoas active. And then you're going to come down and then hold either inclined plane or tabletop. So here's tabletop, here's inclined plane. And then come down, nice work. Bend your knees, roll all the way down. And then we've got our bridge pose lifts. Maybe you're guessing what's coming. Right leg is going to be your stable leg, and then we're going to lift the left leg. So I'm going to first find my bridge, and I'll roll to the outer shoulders. I'm going to use my hands to press down and keep my chest lifted. Okay, right leg stabilizes. So press through your heel. Make sure those glutes are nice and fiery. Either bend the left knee, keep it bent, or straighten it. 10 times. Exhale, tap your sacrum. Inhale, lift it. Use your breath. This is powerful energy moving for that first chakra, those legs, those hips. Use your breath, move energy. Last 2. And then on the last one, bend that knee, rotate that thigh. You're in a bridge figure 4. Keep that left hip lifted. Re-straighten the left leg, replace it down, and then roll down. Knock your knees together, hook your thumbs, reach your arms up and overhead. Okay, so we're going to do a little chest stretch here, a little bit more mobility for the shoulder. So I'm going to show it to you on a block, which is one of my favorite ways to do this. I'm going to show it to you the easiest way, and then you can decide if you want to go deeper. You're going to need a strap if you want to do it with the strap. If you don't have a strap, it's totally fine. I'll show you how to do it without a strap. If you have a strap, take the block, medium. You can do high. I wouldn't recommend it. It's pretty intense, but you can do small, medium, large. And then you're going to put the base of the strap, so it's like forming a V, and then the strap edges go up. If you're not using a block or you don't have a strap, don't worry. You can just do this flat on your back. Okay, second is for the head. And then I'm going to go ahead and lie back so that my hips are on the floor. And then I have this back arch. So I'm basically in a back bend. I'm going to bend my knees. But I'm going to grab the strap. And it's going to go across my palms, like so. And I'm going to get some traction. And I'm going to pull the strap edges away. So my thumbs are facing my body and my arms are straight. And this might, right here, be a lot of stretch. If you're on your back, you're just on your back with your arms out to the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull with the strap to my thumbs face down and my palms face each other. And maybe I just stop there, and maybe I can join my hands in Vira Mudra. So it's a very big back arch and a very big chest stretch. You can also just do the mobility work of just doing back and forth. Okay, so palms face up, and then palms face each other. And I'm just kind of sliding the block. I'm sliding the strap, excuse me. If this is not enough, go up a level. And you can go up. Yep, just like that, you guys. So this is the movement, yep. Like hitchhiker style, and then thumbs down. So you're trying to get maybe your thumbs to touch the floor. Maybe they touch the floor and slide, maybe they can't, and that's okay. So you're just gonna do what you can. And you're holding, again, the palms have the strap running through them. Yeah, good job, you guys, nice. Always unmute yourself if you're not sure, or if that doesn't feel good. So hold it wherever the place feels like you're getting the most opening through your chest, and take 5 deep breaths and really see if you can soften any tensioning through the scalenes or anything on the side of the neck, the throat, the jaw. Maybe there's a sigh in there. Yeah, nice. And then slowly come down. Awesome. And you're going to, again, press up nice and slow. So use your hands to come up. Slide your legs to the side. And then come to all fours. Nice deep breath to downward facing dog. We're going to stay with that left side. So the left leg's going to step forward between our hands, right knee down, hands back behind you. We're going to lift up and back, so there's a little stretch here, a little back arch, just as deep as you want to go. Shoulder blades wrapping towards the ribs, head falling into the hands, hips releasing, core lifting. Nice deep breath in and nice deep breath out. And then hands forward, step and fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, hands to the waist, all the way up. Okay, right leg is your standing leg. Bring that left knee up. Again, use your core. Stay very strong in your core. Stay very extended out through your arms, down through your feet, and now out through your left leg as you go 5, 4. Make your ankle go further away from your hip. 3, 2. Nice work. And then just send it back into a high lunge. Take a moment to stretch it out. So arms up. One more deep breath. And then exhale, hands down. Go ahead and kneel. And then bring that right leg back. So we're going to come into that kickstand work now. So from here, you're going to kickstand that left leg over to the left. Wait, we were in a lunge, weren't we? But anyway, we can do it this way. We just need the right leg up. I believe it's the left leg, isn't it? Just do this. How about that? I got lost. Heel to arch. Okay. So we start with a side angle, just like we did before. And you might stay here and you might be getting plenty of groin work. Otherwise, as I let my hips move to the left and I pull my left sitting bone towards my right thigh, I can go a little deeper. And I'm going to get a deeper groin stretch. Even a nice little soleus lower calf release. If that works for you. One more breath. And then slowly coming up, and then hand to a block or the earth if you can, and stretch it up and back. Nice work, you guys. And then slowly come up. Bring both of your knees back. And then just sit back on your heels for a moment and just kind of take all that in. So we're going to work into wheel pose if you want it. If you don't want wheel, you could do bridge again with maybe clasped arms. Okay, so we're going to end with that big back opener, heart opener. And then we're going to do a little vision stuff with our breath and intention. So I'm going to show you some tricks for wheel if like wheel is kind of a big pose for you. And one of them is using blocks. If you have a wall space, I like to set blocks up on an angle, and this gives a place for your wrist. So if I have like tightness through my wrist and I want to lift up into wheel, I have that to kind of place my hands on. So then what I do is I reach back and I put my hands on the blocks instead of the floor. Then I can lift my hips in and see if I can press up, right? So that takes a lot of arm strength, right? I can lift my heels to help. I can also put my feet on the wall, and I can use the feet to press into the blocks. So I can put the blocks flat and put my feet on the wall and the blocks, and then that lifts my hips a little bit easier. So I can try that. You have to have really strong legs for that one. So neither one of them are going to like give you an out, but they might help you. So there's those two. Otherwise, I'll walk you through if you don't want to use anything, and you can always just bring your hands to the floor and never lift your head. So I'm going to walk you through it, okay? And those of you that are that can do one leg wheel, I'll walk you through if you want to add that one on. Okay, so we're going to start with our palms up if you're not using blocks or the wall. And then we're going to bring our palms down to the floor and flip the wrist. And this just helps to orient the shoulder. Take your arms a little wider than you think, but draw your shoulder heads into the socket of your hips. Lift your hips up. And then you can walk your feet a little closer, but maybe wider. And then I sometimes like lifting my heels, but you can decide if you want to do that. So the first step can be just staying here and pressing into the hands and starting to feel what it would take to come to the head. Otherwise, press into your hands and put your head down. And just make sure you feel like you have the strength to lift your hips. And if you do, press into your arms and lift your hips. And you can just stay as long as you want. Tuck your chin to come down. You're coming down, okay? And then roll down. So that's wheel if you want to try it. Otherwise, you could do bridge with bound arms. So that's rolling to the outer shoulders, coming here. I'm going to give you a few minutes to maybe try multiple iterations. If you are practiced at wheel, and this is a shape that you've done, this is not your first time, and then I'm going to show you, we're going to go through one leg wheel if you'd like. So make your way into wheel. And then from here, we want to scoot the legs a little closer and then bring that right knee up. And this mat is too slippery for me to do that, so I'm not going to show you. But you're going to bring your right leg up. I don't know if you're sliding, Rachel. Bring your right knee up. And then maybe you just bring the knee up and maybe you straighten the leg. I'm sorry I can't show you, but I think I might slip on here. I don't know if anyone's even doing it, so I'm looking. Okay, when you're done, let's do a little low back reset, okay? So with your knees up, press onto the tops of your shins and lower, kind of press so that your low back lengthens. Last couple deep breaths, just really press down on those shins, give that low back a nice little stretch. And then you're going to bring the knees together or put it as a block, take your arms out to the side, move your hips up and over to the right, and then drop your legs to the left. Open up through your right chest, and you can use your hands to pull the legs down. Feel free to put a block between your legs. Nice deep breath. So go ahead and bend your elbows, press onto your elbows to use your core to bring the legs up. Bring your legs up and to the left, drop your legs to the right, and open through your left chest. Kind of let that back reset. Then bringing your arms up, bring your legs up, and then feet flat. So this next one is, again, a low back reset. So my base of my palms are at the base of my hip creases. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to forcefully exhale as I push my hands into my thighs. I push forward and up. And I'm at the same time lengthen my tailbone and pull my belly down. So it's like an active, like kind of tailbone tuck, belly kind of a low belly crunch. So you'll listen, it's inhale. And again, I'm pushing into my thighs and up, right at the hip crease. And as I do this, I'm going to make some space in my lumbar. So inhale, forceful exhale. As you draw your tailbone forward, belly down, push into your thighs. Do this 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 1 more. Exhale. And then again, just take a moment. You can just kind of rest your feet flat. Gonna let your low back settle. Okay, roll over onto your side. Slowly make your way up. So we're gonna do one little thing for a little bit of vision. So we're gonna come to standing. I know it feels kind of weird to stand after all that, but we'll come back down. So we're gonna do a little archer pose with the vision. So I'm gonna step my feet together and I'm gonna step my left leg back. So it's like heel to heel, thumbs reach up, and I pull back. And I can pull back either straight leg or I can go bent leg. And I pull back with this shoulder and I look over my thumb. And then I'm gonna take a really easy gaze and I'm gonna place a vision for myself. For whatever it is that I wanna see in the world, or whatever it is that I want my energy to cultivate, I'm gonna take 5 deep breaths in Archer. Feel your shoulders on your back, feel your chest proud, as if you're pulling back that arrow. So whatever it is that you want to set into motion with this powerful transit today, whatever you want to rebuild, restructure, reframe, renew, 1 more breath. And then step forward, hands to the heart. We'll do a little half sun salute. Inhale, the arms stretch up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Halfway lift. Fold on in. And then any way you want to get up, flat back or rounding, arms all the way up. Hands to the heart. And then again, step back with your right leg. So now you have the left leg. So you can either bend the left knee and keep the left leg straight, or you can go more like a warrior 1. Thumbs are up, shoulders back, gaze over your left thumb. And then make a soft gaze so that you can still visualize or bring to an emotional state. So maybe you imagine it, maybe you're saying it in your head. Maybe you're just breathing in, rebuilding, breathing out hope, faith. So taking another few breaths, whatever you want to put into motion. 1 more. And then step forward, hands to the heart. Another salute that will come all the way down with. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down through center seam. On the inhale, all 4s. And on the exhale, child's pose. Any way you want to do child's pose. It can be palms up, prayer hands, arms back. Just a little bit of surrender and offering up those visions and those intentions to the ways in which they will come that we may not always recognize, but knowing that we are powerful creators and that whatever we do put in motion is a powerful way of directing our energy. And then when you're ready, slowly coming up and then heading onto your back. Let the soles of your feet meet and the knees go wide. If you want to put blocks under your thighs, do that. And just for a moment, just kind of placing your hands on your thighs and on your hips. Those long, deep exhales. Just sighing it out. Starting to let the body relax. Starting to let yourself just receive the benefits of your practice.
Seeing if you can breathe from the base of your feet, the soles of your feet, to the crown of your head as you breathe in. From the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, breathe out. From the soles of your feet to the crown of your head, breathe in. From the crown of your head to the backs of your knees, breathe out. From the backs of your knees to the crown of your head, breathe in. From the crown of your head to the tailbone, breathe out. From the tailbone to the crown of the head, breathe in. From the crown of the head to the navel, breathe out. From the navel to the crown of the head, breathe in. From the crown of the head to the heart, breathe out. From the heart to the crown of the head, breathe in. From the crown of the head to the throat, breathe out. From the throat to the crown of the head, breathe in. From the crown of the head to the center of the eyes, breathe out. The third eye. From the third eye to the crown of the head, breathe in. Breathe out through the entirety of the body. And just letting yourself relax and receive. Feel all the energy settle, all the big energy that you moved. Kind of scanning your body, feeling and sensing. Then when you feel ready to wiggle fingers and toes, go ahead and do that and make your way slowly and easily up to a seat if you wish. Bowing in towards your heart. So as we witness these things coming up for healing, for renewal, right, as we notice the things that are dying or releasing or old or however we're noticing them, right, we have that power to just exhale and let them move through. That heartfelt kind of acknowledgement of some of these things are the things that we must go through, right, to learn, to evolve, to heal, to grow. And so we can just be grateful at times for all the work that we've done to grow and be in our lives as consciously as we can. And continue to move forward, to look towards that which we want to create, not what is being created or what has been destroyed or what is evolving, right? We always want to be that one step further in the creative process. That's the place of our power, the place to know we can create. We can make things move towards our reality, move into our reality through the power of our creation, our faith, through the focus and awareness of how we send our energy out into the world. So let's all be conscious and faithful and mindful of sending out that energy that will renew our world. So deep breath in. Deep breath out. Take your arms out to the side, palms out, as if you're sending out whatever it is, your healing wishes for our world, for yourself, for our community, whatever blessing we wish to send out through our energy field. So may all beings be happy and free. May our words, thoughts, and actions contribute to the happiness and freedom, joy of all beings. And so it is. Namaste. Thank you for practicing. Awesome community, friends. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Have a sweet rest of your week.